That is one of my favorite Christmas songs. And he wasn't asked to sing that just because it was my favorite, but I think it's probably many of yours. And I think many of us have favorite Christmas songs. I'm sure some of you do as well. Maybe one of those songs has to do with wanting a hippopotamus for Christmas. I hope not. Or grandma got ran over by a reindeer. You know, I'm from the Midwest, Michigan to be precise. And if there's a lot of deer. I don't know if there's a difference between a deer and a reindeer, but there's a lot of them. And if you were to see my grandma's driving ability, it would have been Grandma ran over Rudolph. Or maybe it's the song, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. And that's the way it was. "20 years ago at my house. In fact, I think that same Santa showed up at our Christmas festival. And I think a few therapy sessions helped Mackenzie get through that, to see Mommy kissing a strange man in a red suit. But nonetheless, I think we all know that this time of year, the music impacts our hearts. It touches our emotions, and it moves into our own stories in many different ways. Music pulls at our heartstrings even when we don't expect it, yet it has the ability to touch our hearts, maybe when just simple words can't. If I hear Santa Baby one more time, I think I'm going to need therapy or a confession time. But even the songs you don't like strikes a tone somewhere in your heart. In this season, for many of us, maybe more from the Midwest, we often dream of that moment of a white Christmas. And we dream of it on many levels, not just because some thinks it helps Santa pull his sleigh to get to all these homes tonight, but that for many people, it helps put a covering over the ugliness of the world they may be in. And everything turns white, and it sparkles with the lights. And who of us at one time or another doesn't want to escape some of our own reality to live and to have that white Christmas? And if you survived, and if I were to ask you all individually, many of you would have already survived a pretty devastating loss when it comes between last Christmas and this Christmas. You know, and the holiday season probably is exactly opposite of the one that brings joy to the world. The Lord has come. And most of us have something that was meaningful and exciting about a previous Christmas that is not going to happen this year. There's been a significant change of some kind in your own life. And for many of us, someone we love won't be there at Christmas. They won't be in their special spot. And you will feel their absence in a way that is just different from other times of the year. Or maybe because it's tension in a relationship. Or there's been a change in your income, and so you're not going to be exchanging gifts like you did once before. Or let's face it, how about when that strange relative shows up? And the atmosphere is beyond awkward, and patience is running thin, and the memories are painful, and everybody in the room just can't wait for him or her to leave. Or maybe it's a job change or a reorganization at work, and you've been forced to move to a new place, and that new place isn't just home yet. And so you really can't decorate it like you want to, and it just doesn't feel right. And so you are filled with legitimate bitterness. You know, there is anger, and there is confusion, and there is self-doubt, like you have never had it before. Or maybe the doctor's report continues to bring disappointing news. So people, I know that somewhere between December 25 of last year and this moment, some things have been lost. Some dreams have died, and someone dear to you was taken and removed from your life. And yet, we sing, we wonder, and maybe have a question about the reality of that song. Our hopes and dreams of all the years are met in thee tonight. Now, some versions say that our hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. And that's a realistic version of that to me. And the question we should have, that we need to have, no matter if this is your first time into a church or this is your 60th Christmas Eve service and the pastor doesn't say anything you haven't heard before, but the question we need to ask is, what dreams and what fears are met tonight? And the good news, people, is that all of them, every single one of them, are met in the person of Jesus. Every hope, every aspiration, every nightmare that you have suffered, every trauma that you have endured, and anything that you bring into this room that is on your heart is met by the Christ of Christmas. And this Christ of Christmas, it doesn't make things vanish. It doesn't diminish our fears, nor does it fulfill every hope. But as you heard from the different stories tonight, that we are reminded that it is because of this Christ child, because of Jesus, that our hope and our peace and our joy and our love find their foundation and is cemented in Jesus. And so then we can sing, our meek soul will receive him still, and the dear Christ enters in. So people, maybe today, maybe you have thought through this, and maybe you need to realize, and you've come to realization that, yes, my soul needs to receive this Christ child. Or maybe for many of you, it's a great reminder that our soul has received this Christ child. And so wherever you are at in your own journey of this Christ child, let me pray. Lord, enter into my rich hopes, our rich hopes. Enter into our dark fears. Enter into our painful experiences. Walk with us, Lord, as we journey into them and through them. Remind us that Jesus is the light of the world, and therefore all is calm with my soul and all is bright, because you and you alone are our hope, our peace, our joy, and our ultimate love. Amen. Well, this afternoon, habit there, we light a candle that is called the Christ candle. And it's because of the Christ candle, again, that we have this hope, this peace, this joy, and this love. And it is because of Jesus and the light that he brings into the world that he illuminates the dark places in our life. It is the light of Jesus that removes us from the darkness that may be around at times. And it is the light of Jesus, particularly tonight, that we ask you just to be careful, that you don't light somebody else up on fire, that you do not tip your lit candle, and that you keep it away from any clothing, hair, and of course, the little ones. And so I'm going to ask you just to remain seated, and we are going to bring the light to you. We are going to bring the light of Jesus again that reminds us that he is the ultimate source for the things we deeply desire and that the world deeply needs. And as you light the person's candle next to yours, feel free, if you're comfortable, just to share, may the peace of Jesus be with you.